Okay, A Stitch in Time. This is a level 2 snare drum solo by Thomas A. Brown. It's one of my favorite solos at level 2. I like this one. It switches time signatures a lot, so you got to really make sure to count, of course. But that really engages your brain. I think this is a really fun one to play. It really keeps you busy. Also, lots of dynamic changes in this one. You can see there's lots of pianos and fortes and a couple of rolls and that kind of thing too. Nothing too technical here, but you do have to make sure, like I said, to really count. There's a couple of times when you play on the rim. There's lots of flams. There's a couple of 5-stroke rolls around measure 17 or so, but that's our only rolls here. We do have lots of flams, some flams on the rim too. Then at the very end of the solo, you'll see it says DC al fine. That of course means go back to the beginning and play until you see the word fine, which is at the end of line 5, down halfway through the solo. So basically a big A, B, A kind of structure. I'm going to play through this with a pad on my snare drum just to keep the volume down a little bit so that we don't blow the microphone out on the iPad and you can really hear what I'm doing there. You will hear me play the dynamics, although obviously it'll be a bigger change in dynamics when you actually play it on the snare drum. Okay, starting right at the beginning. My tempo here should be 126. Let me just grab my metronome. 126 is right here. Okay, so da 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 da, flam, flam, da 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 da, accent, and dun 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 dun, flam, flam, dun 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 dun, and that was number 9 right there. That's what you're shooting for eventually, of course. You want to probably practice it slower at first, and then gradually edge your metronome up as you go. Okay, right at the beginning, I'll stop and fix things as I need to, or point stuff out as we figure it out. Again, watch out for your time signatures. You've got at the very beginning a 3/4 measure, and then a 2/4 measure, a 3/4 measure, a 2/4 measure, etc., like that. All the quarter notes do stay exactly the same, so your tempo stays exactly the same. It's just that you're putting different numbers and beats in each measure. Okay, right at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, and sorry about that. I missed a flam at number 13. There is a flam starting at 13. I'm going to start at number 9. That's a better place to start. Number 9. 1, 2, ready. And that was right before 25. Those rolls are all 5-stroke rolls. It says 5-stroke on the first one, and then simile on the second one. That means play them all similar. So 5-stroke rolls, buzz buzz tap, or double double tap, whichever hand you're using. Starting at number 25 with the piano part. 1, 2, ready. Rim, 3, 4, head, rim. Again, I missed a flam there at 46. Let me start at 35. 35 of the rim, and then remember when you get to the end of the page, you're going back to the beginning. 35, 2, ready, and 1, 3. Whoops, those are on the rim. I'm sorry. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 3. To the top. That's the end, the fine right there. I did miss a couple of the dynamics there a little bit too. Make sure you make a big deal about the fortes and the pianos, of course. One of the few ways of expressing yourself you have in the snare drum. Snare drum really only has kind of one note, although you do have the rims and you have other stuff that you can do too, of course. But to make it even more expressive, dynamics are used a lot in snare drum things, in snare drum solos, I should say. Makes it a lot more interesting. Also, the accents, of course, you've got a lot of the, 1 and 2 and that kind of thing, where you have an accent on beat 1 and then not on the end. So 1 and 2, for instance, the end of line 1, the double forte. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, forte. At the beginning, you got a lot of dynamic contrast. I mean, the whole song does too, but just as an example at the beginning. Piano, da da, forte, forte, piano, da da da, double forte, da 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 da, forte, da 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 da. So there's lots of changes. Really make a big deal about them. Again, you want to start slow and get faster as you go, of course. That's about all I can say about it. Of course, if you have any questions, ask me in class. I'll be glad to help you out. Thanks very much. Good luck.